Netflix?
No, I've been trying to watch the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
That's what I want to watch.
Stupid.
I want to
That
watch
looks
him do
good.
drugs and be with Madonna.
Madonna was with everybody. It's not that special anymore.
I mean, still, it's Madonna. You gotta give it some credit.
One of my favorite when I think when Big Daddy Kane was on Drink Champs, she talked about it. Did you watch that episode?
I watched a little bit of that one. Those like Drink Champs is mad long, so like certain ones I'll watch and be like, oh, I'll go back, and then I'll never go back because that show be like 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes the conversations are good.
Sometimes, yeah.
But I listened to the Patti LaBelle one only because I was so shocked that he got Patti LaBelle to go on his show because she's so goddamn classy.
Yeah.
And they're a mess. And that he was like apologizing constantly.
Yeah.
Like he's so cute. Like he's trying to be like, like respectful and stuff. And she kept telling him, you could smoke your marijuana. It doesn't bother me. Go ahead and smoke your marijuana. It's fine. It was cute. It was a very cute episode.
I think we talked about Shut In, Orphan, First Kill.
Wasn't there another one?
There was X. They, Them. I think we talked about that too, right?
Yeah.
Meander, The Deep House.
No, I didn't watch those. All right, so there's no horror to talk about, unfortunately. Right.
Yeah,
but we could. Oh, you know what? We could talk about what's coming up because Netflix does have a list of horror movies that are coming out.
Okay.
I will look up that list because it was like an extensive list of all the horror movies that are coming out. I believe in September and October.
There was a Hulu one that's coming out. They have a trailer for it, and it looks kind of stupid. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of all the fucking movies that basically we were watching, but all the imaginary friend thing.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the werewolf? We can talk about Werewolf.
Where? Oh, you mean the
Werewolf by Night? You didn't watch the trailer for Werewolf by Night?
We got to talk about D23 shit. The Werewolf by Night and the Secret Invasion trailer. Yeah. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. So D23. They didn't really show a lot there.
They did?
Nah, they only showed a few things.
I've never heard of D23 before until this thing. Is it like a new?
Well, no. I think ever since like Disney became a thing, like not became a thing, but Disney like bought Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that D23 is their like Comic-Cons are for everything.
Yeah.
Then there's like the Star Wars convention, and then there's D23, which is like games, and then it could be Marvel movies, it could be anything that Disney owns.
Right.
It's strictly Disney, But I think DC has their own convention, but they canceled that this year because they're all fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, I have a list of movies that Netflix is coming out with for horror. If you want to just kind of go over them, we'll talk about the synopsis of them and see if we're interested or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that at the end.
Okay, sounds good. I'll just start. I'll write them down and stuff.
Okay. So I'll wait till Marissa sits down.
Sorry. I need to find.
Oh man.
Pens and papers everywhere, and now I can't find shit. Okay.
So how was the baseball game?
Andrew, that was a question for you.
I know he's on mute.
You're muted.
And now he's
stuck. Come on, that was a rookie mistake. Come on now.
I still can't hear you.
You can't hear me now? No.
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah. Nah, it was same old show. I'm going back on Saturday.
Thank you. You're going back Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look at him. He's going out all the time now.
I don't go out anywhere. I do the same basic shit. I come back home. I'll be home early. I ain't got time to be out past 12 o'clock.
Okay. I'll start it in a second. All right. What's up, people? This is Sight Beyond Sight. We're here with another episode. We're going to talk about She-Hulk and Cobra Kai season and D23, the two trailers that came out for Marvel, because nothing else really cool came out of that. And we're going to probably talk about some horror movies that are coming to Netflix soon that we'll probably end up reviewing. So, I'm Nick, one of your hosts. Here is Andrew over there, wherever the screen ends up. And that's Marissa, as you should know by now if you're watching this podcast. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Horrible.
It sounds like a miserable curmudgeon.
Ooh.
What about you, Marissa?
I'm doing good.
That's good. All right, so we'll talk about She-Hulk because we didn't do the episode 4 yet, so we'll do episode 4 and 5. I guess this was the mid.
We didn't do episode 4. I thought we did episode.
No, we didn't do last week's. What's that girl's name? Damn, I wanted to remember it so I could say her stupid name.
Something with a Y. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I bet you don't know where it is. That
was it
kind of
Mandy?
funny.
No, not Mandy. Mandy's not with a Y.
No, it's not Mandy.
Mindy?
Now it's gonna bother me. I don't know. No, it was something with 2 N's and a Y. Hold on a second. She-Hulk.
I thought it was Cindy with 2 N's and a Y, but you don't know, but it's not where you thought it was, or something like that.
Some weird shit like that. I just kept trying to figure out what a Y is.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm looking it up now. This is the horrible start to a podcast.
He wasn't ready. It's his fault.
At least there's not radio silence.
No radio. I mean, the episode had a lot.
It's Madison.
Madison.
Oh, Madison.
That's like a devilish female name. That's like a name for an evil female.
Yeah. But honestly, I thought that episode was kind of funny. For everyone who didn't watch it, basically a quick rundown is there's basically like 2 stories going on in this episode. It's one, She-Hulk's date life, so she ends up on an app and on Twitter, like something like Tinder, and she's just going on dates and seeing how miserable dating life really is. And she tries to go as her, then she tries to go as She-Hulk, and she gets more play as She-Hulk because, you know, she looks better and I guess more famous and all that stuff.
And it's the allure of, you know, I could date a superhero. Because I really doubt, like, you know.
I would have been one of those geeky people that were, like, interested in her. It's like, is your skin?
It was so creepy. Like, obviously I'm not in the dating scene, but I wonder if, like women related to that. I wonder if there's really that kind of creepy vibe out there. I'm sure there is.
Yeah. I don't think I think they just over exaggerate everything, but I think there is a level of creepiness like that.
Yeah,
for sure. The other storyline was this crappy magician that has one of those sling rings, because I guess he was training with Wong and them at a certain point, but he sucks at magic. So he's doing a magic show. All his tricks suck. So he takes the sling ring out and he makes a portal, and that's when the girl Madison comes in, and she's like a drunk ditzy girl. She kind of puts him in a portal and ends up at Wong's house. Wong's watching.
He puts her into a portal.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. He puts her into a portal. Yeah. And then she ends up at Wong's house, and he's watching Sopranos, which I think is hilarious. And she's still drunk and ditzy, and she has a beating heart in her hand when she first comes out of the portal, which is kind of like, you would think that was creepy, but she just drops it on his rug, and then it's just like, and Wong's trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And they actually become good friends like through the whole episode, which I think is awesome. That's an awesome team right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was funny because she kind of like matter-of-factly was like, because he's like, where did you come from? Yeah. And she's explaining herself, but when she explains herself, it's almost like she's explaining a drunk night out with her friends, and like all this happenstance starts, and she like she made a deal with a demon or something like that, and like all this crazy stuff. He's just like, oh my god, like he's in shock, and she's just like, oh, what are you watching? And totally ruins the episode for him. Telling him the ending, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, and Wong gets mad about that, which is funny. And then, of course, the whole demon thing and the goat thing, it plays back because if you watch the little sketches at the end, it shows the goat because she's like a demon goat, whatever, and I forgot, a Phil or something like that. And they show her signing a contract or whatever.
Which I like. I'm really starting to enjoy those little drawings at the end that add a little bit more.
I do too, and everyone's gonna say that's Mephisto because obviously everyone wants it to be Mephisto.
If you don't know it's Mephisto, then you're a fool. Mephisto.
And so basically, Wong is trying to sue that magician for using magic, and there really isn't no law against that, and goes to She-Hulk and tries to do that. So it's more of like a little court thing with that little dating storyline. The funny thing is I got excited because once I put it on, I like walked away from my phone when I was trying to watch it in the morning, getting ready for work. And I thought I heard Johnny Blaze, like Ghost Rider. And I was like, wait, what? And I went back, and it was Donnie Blaze. And I was like, oh, and I was just like, okay, so I think they're trying to give a hint.
I loved his manager though. He's been in a bunch of stuff. But he, like, just the two of them trying to like con their way or talk their way into things it was just perfect. I loved it. It was like one of those episodes that it wasn't too exciting, but it definitely was pretty funny.
No, it was entertaining. Yeah. It was a very entertaining episode.
Yeah, so just to fast forward a little bit, they go to the court thing. They're trying to get him like not to do magic. He does another magic show, tries to do the same thing, but the other girl, another drunk girl said, my friend went in the portal and she went over here, like discussing it again. She was like, I'm not going to go to that portal. So he creates another one and you get like little demon things coming out. So She-Hulk was on the perfect date. She was about to get some. Wong cock-blocked her. She had to go in the portal, fight some demons, and then she went back to him, and she got some D that night. And then
that was so disgusting.
Yeah,
at first I'm like, oh, he's gonna leave because she's just like covered in gook and like it like drips on him at one point. I was like, oh, but goes to show you a guy doesn't give a fuck.
And then she wakes up and she's her regular self, and he's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna leave because I guess he doesn't like her. He only likes She-Hulk, and that was a kind of like a little thing. And then at the very end of that episode, Titania suing her for her name because she copyrighted her name, which I thought was kind of funny. What was the end credit for that episode?
Where Wong and Madison are watching. Oh, what are they watching together?
They're still watching The Sopranos, I think.
Yeah, they're still watching Sopranos.
Were they watching? No, they were watching This Is Us.
Was it? I don't know. I don't know what This Is Us even looks like. So
This Is Us was a like a drama series on but it was like one of those drama series that you cried at every episode, like it was like a tearjerker type of thing.
I watched it. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. But I like it because they're actually talking about drinks, like, have you had this kind of drink? And he's like, yeah. And then no, I haven't had this. And then he said, I think she said, like, what's the last drink you had, or what's your, or something like that. And she says like yak and something vodka, like yak milk and vodka. And she was like, do you still have some? And she's like, yeah.
She's bored out of her mind.
But I liked that episode. It was very funny. It was very like,
it was cute.
It was enjoyable. Yeah.
But then it leads into the next episode.
Yeah,
which is today's episode.
Yeah, so basically Titania, they made her like the Instagram kind of like popular, and
why did they make her look so horrible? Like they really could have modernized
That's where she looks naturally. Like that's her look.
They just put clothes on her. The actresses look.
That's the way the actress looked. They just put clothes on her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The wig was horrendous. I'm like, ugh. Like
especially in the first episode, she looked like a 70s disco queen superhero.
Yeah, it was like, what is going on? Like they should have made her look like Kim Kardashian or some shit, you know, like they should have like
she kind of does, but just overly done.
Yeah,
it's all about fashion.
They could have done something so much more interesting, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, She-Hulk is getting sued for the name, the trademark, and then Titania is making commercials for new perfumes and stuff with the She-Hulk line, which is kind of funny because she just hates her for whatever reason. They do a little court thing where they prove that She-Hulk used the name before that, that whole concept. I thought this episode was more slower because it really didn't have much besides that. Like she was just dealing with being sued.
Oh, and then getting. I thought Andrew would have appreciated the sneakerhead moment where.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Where he was like, "Hey, you gonna stand online with me to get the new fucking Iron Man 3s or whatever the hell they were called?"
Yeah. At the end credit, they have the picture, and you can see they have like Deadpool sneakers. They have like certain designs.
Yeah.
Through it. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. But what them having to find the guy that makes superhero costumes is kind of entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like they took a lot from the Incredibles with the
that's what Thomas said. Girl. Thomas said they just made a new Edna.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool because we don't get to see her new costume yet, and I guess he made a new suit, but he gave her two things, and then you see that he puts away in the box the new yellow Daredevil helmet in the box for him to pick up.
So they're probably he's gonna probably guest star because they're both lawyers. They're both in New York, right?
Yeah.
So I think either they're going to have to collaborate because they're both defense attorneys.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to have to collaborate on something.
Yeah. So I was surprised because I thought like, okay, I see that. Then the end credit scene is going to be Daredevil. And this is the only episode with no end credit scene.
They did that on purpose because we all thought that because I was sitting there waiting like, all right, I got to make sure I watch. And then it was like, don't. I was like, oh, okay.
No, that was your end credit scene, guys. That was it. You see the mask go in the box, and that's
they definitely know how to tease people.
Yeah, they do. And I gotta say, what Marvel does correctly, if you go back to the previous episode, episode 4, one of the first things she says in the episode was just like talk about Twitter, like right away, like, oh, is it cool to see Wong? He's like a Twitter, like I forgot what her word was, but it's basically she was saying how basically like everyone likes him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Versus what they did with the show, because the previous show she was twerking. So I feel like because Marvel already filmed all this, so Marvel smart enough to know like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot of shit for this twerking.
Basically.
Twitter's gonna be on going crazy, and that's the first thing she acknowledged.
Yeah.
And said that like, yeah, Wong is cool. Everybody likes Wong. So I was like, you know what? That's kind of true. Everybody likes Wong.
He's like the teddy bear of the MCU.
Yeah. And now with the girl, that's so cool. I kind of want to see her and him more.
Yeah.
But I feel like
random things like if what would be great is if in like the next Avengers or Doctor Strange movie or something like that, Wong appears. And it's just like with this random chick, and she's like, "Wong, oh my god, I haven't seen you so long." And they're gonna be like, "Who in the
you got to say it right, isn't it? Wongers.
Wongers. Hey, Wongers.
Calling him Wongers. That's horrible. It's so supreme.
When are we gonna finish watching The Wire together? Something like that.
So, what did you guys think of the episodes? Both of them.
I thought they're cute. Like it's not like any of the other Marvel shows that we've watched where it would be like exciting or like whatever. I feel like this is like the I don't know how to call it. Like it's like the fluffy side of it. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, let's give a show to the girls to watch that they'll be interested in. But there's no fighting. What'd you say?
Yeah, females.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I think they wanted to like give one to them, and I think the younger audiences probably like it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're more like, okay, let's get through this season so we could get down to real MCU stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want more action, more cool shit.
Yeah.
But it is fun just to watch. Like it's something to watch. That's how I look at it. Like I'm not like I don't hate it, but it is something like, oh, I have something to watch on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not horrible. At least it's watchable.
You don't need to be like staring at the TV, not missing shit.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could really just listen and you catch pretty much everything. They're not hiding a lot. Like,
yeah, I think that's true. I think that's why, like, I feel like the show gets a lot of crap, but I feel like every show that comes out gets a lot of crap, no matter what it is.
Because they quote unquote set a bar. Like, it's those people that want to be the gatekeepers and be like, this was the best, and it's like you don't. Like, we never had a TV show to compare to TV shows. This is the first year that we could really compare another year of shows to.
Right.
So it's like, what are you really comparing? Like, relax.
Like, I think it was just the I don't know, the political stuff with the women are men are evil, women are great. I think that the show overdoes it a little bit, but I think that's why a lot of people are just like rah 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 angry, where it's just like, relax, the goddamn TV show. It's a green lady.
And it's from her perspective.
Yeah, and on top of that, they do show. I had to give it up because they do show, like, even with the ditzy, they showing the shitty side of girls, like
like the ditzy broad, and
that's what made like the court part cool. Like when you have to go through all the dating.
Yeah,
I like when that girl went into the courtroom where he had to be like the witness for Wong. She's like, and she said her name thing, and then she said the demon thing again. She was fucking awesome.
But freaking like,
and she had like a drink in her hand or something.
She always does. She was at a party. Yeah, she was at a club.
They bring her through the portal and shit. But this is like the most fun you're gonna get because everything else now is gonna be serious after.
Yeah.
So it's like, might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
So since we're on Marvel, do you want to go D23 next, or do you want to do Cobra Kai next?
It is D23. We can talk about it real quick.
All right.
There's only
it's a 2 trailers basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the trailers, Marissa.
No, because I don't like trailers, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go refill my drink while you guys talk about that. Okay.
All right. So yeah, D23 last week, they came out with the trailer for Werewolf by Night and Secret Invasion. Werewolf by Night, to me, I thought was very interesting because it was all black and white, like the old school werewolf movies, and they had it went kind of quick, but they had like Man Thing in there, which was crazy to see that.
They have an image of it, like an actual still image.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, because you know how people, I don't know how they do it, but they take frame by frame. But once I saw that, I was like, holy shit. And I was watching it, and I was like, you don't really get to see Werewolf by Night, what it looks like, but it's still kind of, okay, they're going for an old vibe, but at the same time, it gave me the vibe of the monsters from like Nickelodeon, Nick at Night.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it's going to be a little jokey, but then at some scenes, it seems like it was going to be a little bit like a horror movie.
Like, I just thought the trailer was pretty interesting. Like, it was cool, and then I'm just like wondering because I heard Moon Knight was supposed to be in it.
I hope so.
Like, like I just hope like little shit like that, like because I don't know what it was gonna be, like how long the series is. I haven't heard much. I just know it's just the trailer.
That's a one-off.
Oh, it's just a one episode.
Oh, it's a show. It's not a movie. It's a show.
No, it's like a one-off show. I think that's coming up soon for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out.
Be a one-off black and white. Like,
that's awesome. I like that they're not scared to do black and white.
Yeah,
because it brings a certain level of like, what do you call that? Like going back in time.
Yeah, and it's Werewolf by Night, so it's like the character looks like the old school werewolf, like a real man in a costume kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But with the jowls and like the
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that you know, I'm gonna be interested to see it, especially if it comes out this October.
Yeah.
Then hell yeah, I got something to watch.
Is it gonna, it's just gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Okay.
it's gonna be a one shot. And then the other trailer, I won't go too deep into it, Marissa. I just
No,
say what
I'm
I feel
just
about
yeah.
it. But the Secret Invasion, man, that shit looks so good.
Well, I did see who was gonna be in it, and I showed Thomas who like the the good guys or whatever that was gonna be in it,
Yeah.
and he was kind of like, meh. Like he's like, oh, I wish they would have done different people. Like he would tell you better than I can, where he
Yeah.
wished that they would switch out certain people.
Yeah.
But I am glad that what's the Russian guy's name? With the what's her name's father?
Oh no. You're thinking Thunderbolts. That was another thing
Oh,
that came out. They put a picture out for Thunderbolts.
oh,
That's gonna be the
Michael.
new team. That I think a
Michael.
new show later on. But I agree, I didn't like the lineup for the
Yeah.
Thunderbolts. I think they
I
should have
apologize. So what is Secret Invasion then?
Secret Invasion. I don't know how they're gonna do it in the show, but in the comic books, it was basically Skrulls, the shape-changing aliens,
Mm-hmm.
landed here, and usually they're bad in the comic books. So they came here and they just took over superheroes' identities. Like they figured out a way that they could get their powers, could change their like scent and all that. So all the superheroes that have like Wolverine can't smell the difference and nothing.
Mm-hmm. Now
So
these are
they
the same ones that were part of the Miss Marvel movie, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Captain
yeah,
Marvel movie, excuse me. Captain
yeah.
Marvel. Okay.
So in the comic books, they landed here, they took over superheroes without other superheroes knowing, so you didn't know who to trust and who not
Yeah.
to trust. So I don't know how they're gonna do in the show because it doesn't look like there's any superheroes in there.
Yeah.
But Nick Fury's in there and a couple of like those kind of people. But it looks like the trailer made it seem like it's going to be like a mystery thriller through the whole show, and it
Oh,
looks
that's
like it's
cool.
serious instead of
That's cool.
jokey and
Yeah,
hokey.
yeah.
So I was
Well,
like,
I don't. I mean, Sam Jackson can do hokey. Not saying he can't do hokey,
Yeah.
but I just lately he's been doing more serious stuff.
yeah,
And he always, from what I understand, if he's going to be part of something, like he makes sure that it's going to be good. Like it's not going to just be some garbage. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Although he did admit on a podcast once that there are a couple of movies he did just for the money. Like literally, he's just like, I just need
Probably snakes on a plane.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has
one with
a
Christina
lot of movies that he's probably done.
Black
like that.
Snake Moan.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, but yeah. So, but he's just like he's at the point in his life now where he just kind of he wants to be in good shit.
If you, I wish you did like trailers because that's what I took from it. I really was interested. Like, wow, they went deep because I think they had like Agent Carter, they had
Yeah.
like all these Shield agents and other people and the Skrulls that were there in the other movies, and it looks like there's going to be a switch. Like the Skrulls probably really are bad, and they've been here, and certain people are certain
I could
people.
have told they're green.
They're green.
Come on.
So what you think about it, Andrew? Did you like the trailer or what?
Nah, I thought it was dope. It's definitely interesting. Like that's the one I was the most interested in, like trying to figure out how they were gonna do it, like what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to see like it looks like it's gonna be like a Sam Jackson as the lead person
Yeah.
throughout it. I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I was like, I'm good. Like, that's what you gotta tell me.
You gotta throw in a motherfucker or two.
Yeah. Oh, if that happens, it's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah.
For PG-13, you're allowed one an episode.
Just one. It could be under his breath. That's okay.
Yeah.
But no, it's gonna be cool because I think it's what after that, then we get Armor Wars. So it's gonna be a cool little lead-ins to certain shit because that's what I was reading. Like they said, the lead-in to Armor Wars is basically Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But Armor Wars, which is going to be another thing, is like, how can you have that without Tony Stark?
Oh,
And then-
what are they gonna?
I know they're going to have Riri Williams from Black Panther 2, but it's only her, War Machine, and then Hammer, I guess, from the guy in Iron Man 2 that was like his.
But Tony Stark's wife didn't she become?
Oh, true. She became whatever character that was supposed to be.
Yeah. So she has her own suit. So it'll be 2 guys and 2 girls essentially. Right?
Everybody's gonna have a suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everybody gets a suit. Everybody. Oh, but doesn't also Spider-Man have a mechanized suit or no?
Yeah, but they're not gonna put him in a TV
In
show.
a show. No, he's too big.
I would love for him to be in a TV show, like make an appearance. That would be
like a little guest spot. I think he would. He wants to be on Euphoria.
Wait, what? That was
his
random.
Girlfriend. What?
That was the most random info. That you like, you want to be on that show? Like, when did you hear
his
that?
girlfriend's on it.
How do you know that though? Like, when did you hear that?
Oh, on an interview or something, and she joked and she goes, "I'll talk to people over there in HBO. I'll get you in there." But I could see him as like a dirtbag drug dealer. You know what I mean? Like, or like,
he has to have his accent though. He can't speak English. He got to speak with his accent. That's the only way I'll be okay with it.
He does a country accent pretty good. He could be a dirtbag country boy, with like long hair and shit.
Nah, he got to come from the UK selling drugs.
He's got to be like Top Boy.
Fucking dope. That'd be cool.
Can you imagine gangster Tom Holland? I cannot. I can like I could barely see him as like trying to be the cool guy in that that movie that he did with Mark Wahlberg recently.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yeah. I wanted that movie to be good because I like Mark Wahlberg usually, and I like Tom Holland, but
I feel like all the gamers wanted that movie to be good too.
Like, you know what it was? It was just like I was expecting Indiana Jones, and it was just not. Like I was just like,
video game budgets are like disrespectful. I feel like
it could have been good though. I mean, come on. It was like, I don't know.
Is making a video game movie? Give them half the money. Like,
I feel like the only video game movie that was good or decent was Sonic.
No, Sonic was Resident Evil sucks.
Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
Silent Hill sucked.
What? Silent Hill was good.
No, that movie
sucked. Imagery. I gotta tell you a funny story, and I think Nikki knows this story already. But we went to go see Silent Hill in the movie theater, and we went with my Angelo's friend, my husband Angelo's friend, Dave, who is blind. So Angelo's job during the movie was to describe to him what was going on.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there next to his friend, and instead of explaining what's going on, because Angelo's a terrible person, he's like, "Oh man, I wish you could see this. This looks so awesome." And everybody looked at Angelo like, "You are a fucking dick."
That is so funny.
But thank God Dave he had a good sense of humor, and he just started laughing. And I'm like, okay, so this is happening and that's happening.
Don't get me wrong. Like the way the movie looked was good, but it wasn't.
The storyline is garbage because it's a fucking video game storyline. Who gives a shit?
No, but
video game storyline is good though.
Like I say, if they did Resident Evil, like if they did the movie like the first game, which you could have done and made it very creepy and eerie, maybe take out the giant spiders and shit. But if you could have done that movie in one location and made it so creepy and eerie, and then not so much like it, but maybe she has to find like stuff in the drawers to make her like, if you made it like that, like a little bit with the game, of course you got to make it a movie, so it's gonna be different. But I felt like
the first Resident Evil at the time was good. You got to remember, now you watch it.
I remember I had the DVD. Trust me, I watched that movie. I hated it when I first watched it. It's not good.
Really?
Because I'm a Resident Evil fan. Like, I want Resident Evil to actually make sense, and that movie made no sense. Gotcha. There was no character in that movie that, like, that girl, the way they made her, there's nobody like that. Like, and they try to fix it, and it was just like too many mixed stories.
But they made like 50 million of them. Like, there's like, and now they made a show, which they're like, why is this show bombing? Because the fucking movie's flopped. Why would you make a show?
Because you gotta really, really revamp it all over again and like convince the fans that you're gonna do the story the way we want it. Like when you watch Sonic, like, as much as Sonic is like kiddie, Sonic stays true to a lot of what Sonic is as a character. That's
Yeah.
what makes it easy for fans to watch it. It
Yeah,
was
that's
even like the Pikachu movie with Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds, I think it was.
I
Like
ain't gonna lie, I like
they
that.
stood
I
true
did
to
too.
but they stood true to Pokemon, like what the
Mhm.
Pokemon world would be like if you
Right.
were walking around and Pokemon were real. That's
Yeah.
what made it cool. Like
I ain't gonna
that
lie.
was yeah.
That made me want them to make a Pokemon movie with Ash and
Mhm.
have the song play in the beginning. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
you're right. Okay.
Yeah, the Resident Evil movies are like Super Mario Brothers, where it's just
Oh God.
Puerto Rican and Italian brothers, plumbers, and yeah, all that horribleness. Like it's
I
one of
read.
the what?
Oh, go ahead. That was one of
No,
the
I
what?
was just gonna say between that and Double Dragon, those are two of the best Nintendo versus horror like game movies
Street
ever.
Fighter. Street Fighter.
But Street Fighter's more Sega. I was saying like
Oh,
Nintendo based, like came out for
Mhm.
Nintendo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Street Fighter was more Nintendo.
no, Street Fighter came out for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but it's like I'm saying Nintendo, nigga, like
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Double Dragon,
Yeah.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Like
But I heard I read somewhere that John Leguizamo and I forgot the guy's name. He was also in Roger Rabbit, the
Yeah.
one who played
yeah,
Mario.
the guy, yeah.
They were both drunk the entire fucking movie. They
That's
hated
funny.
it. They fucking hated being there, so they both together got smashed. And they said it took forever to film because the two of them would just start fucking laughing uncontrollably because they were fucking drunk all the time. I was like,
You know-
oh, I would have loved to be on set. That would have been
Exactly what I was about
imagine?
to say.
John
I don't-
Leguizamo drunk as fuck making jokes the whole fucking time. That would
Yeah,
be, I would be like, all right, let's just film them doing stupid shit and try to make it a movie.
but it's like, how do you sell somebody on that script? The script is so horrible.
It was terrible. Terrible.
Well, let's think about all the shitty horror movies we've seen. Why
Yeah.
do people make that? And you're just like, this is fucking retarded.
The only reason though I could see the video game joints because you tell somebody like Mario, people are gonna go watch it because of the
Yeah.
name recognition. Like,
Of
you get
course.
away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So
That's
anyway,
crazy.
large tangent, but that was fun. Well,
Yeah.
what was the next topic?
Well, the big one, Cobra Kai.
Oh, yes.
Kai.
I literally watched that because Angela was sick this weekend. So I watched the whole thing in one sitting while
I
making.
think I watched it in 2 days. I stopped it halfway and then started watching it again the next day. I was just like, I'll wait and save a little bit of it because I usually do that. I'll sit through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm gonna break it up a little bit because I was like, I needed a little break because the way
Yeah.
I felt about it when I first started it.
Yeah.
But then after that, I was like, all right, now I'm back into it. Like, now
Yeah,
I'm good.
he told me, he's like,
Yeah.
I watched the first 3 seasons, first 3 episodes. It's not that good, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it, and then I guess when I started watching it, I was watching it slow too. And then he was like, no, it gets better, and I was like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But
But one of the before we get into like the synopsis of it,
Mm.
how hateable is the daughter?
oh, the daughter.
I cannot. I want somebody to kick her face so
That's
bad.
messed
Like
up.
she's the worst character in the whole show. Like literally, she's the worst fucking character. I'm like, her and her brother need to fucking go away. The two of them are the most despicable people in the whole show.
The brother, at least they didn't OD on him. They gave him a few episodes and then they just took him away.
Yeah.
They were just like, all right, that's
he
enough.
still
of him.
can't fight. He sucks. So
Yeah, they were like, that's enough of him.
Yeah, he reminds me of like the brother from Sopranos a little bit.
yeah, like a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway, okay, so do you guys want to do the synopsis?
Real quick before that, our aunt came to the house last weekend, to my house.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted to see everything in the river that Daddy fishes in.
Yeah.
So it started like downpouring when we were back at the house, and they didn't
Yeah.
want to drive back yet. So I started watching Cobra Kai, and she was like, "Is that the guy from Karate Kid?" And I think Daddy was telling her in Spanish. I was like, "Yeah," because I told them the day before, like,
Yeah.
these are all the original people.
Mhm.
So she was like, "Do they have?" She said, "Do they have the girl from the second one, like the love interest or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, she was in the last season." I was just
Yeah.
like, they all come back.
And
And I
I
think-
think Hilary Swank is going to come back for the.
I told you, yeah.
Listen, we
Because
need to
there's
keep
the
that
next-
out of the air, all right? Stop with the Hillary Swank.
Well,
Stop.
there
She
is
needs money, yo. I'm sorry. She
Stop.
hasn't been in shit in a long time.
She don't need to be in this, all right? She
I
needs
know.
to stay home. Nobody asked her to be in
Well,
this.
it's
Nobody
because
asked her
there's nobody
stank ass.
left. There's nobody
There's
left.
nobody left, and she was the
Then she
girl.
like do I don't know what she does, like High School Musical, whatever she did. She could go and
No,
do that again. What does Hilary Swank do again?
She
Hillary
did.
Swank was in $1 Million Baby. She was in
Oh, she could go bust her head on the fucking the chair. She could go reenact that.
Yo, if she comes on the show and that happens to her, I'll be dying. Oh, like Jesus Christ, people hate you, yo. Oh my
That
god.
would be pretty
That's
funny. I ain't
Nah,
gonna lie.
I'll let somebody else tell the whole synopsis because I'm tired of doing
talking.
synopses.
Synapses.
But
Nah,
All
that's
right,
just way
Andrew,
too
come
much.
on.
I just had to
Way
say
too much.
beforehand, Terry Silva is the best villain of all time. I don't know why I didn't recognize it in Karate Kid
Who's
2.
Terry
I
Silva?
told you Karate Kid 3 is fire. People
3.
slept
I
on
keep
that
saying
movie.
2. 3, yeah.
Oh yeah.
3 is fire.
Yeah.
3 is fine because
I
it's
just
like
don't remember 3 as much. I remember 1 and 2 because I'm old, and those are the ones that they used to play back to
Over
back.
Yeah,
and
no,
over,
but
yeah.
they always give those. Those will always be like 3 doesn't get that love, but
But
one
they would
because
do
1 and
1
2 is
through
great. But
4. They would always do 1, 2, 4, and for some reason
that's
skip 3.
because they want to keep doing this stupid Hilary Swank chick. Listen, we ain't got time for that.
Swank,
Like
not swink.
Swank, whatever her name is. But no, Karate Kid 3 is a great movie, and they
Okay.
definitely showed that in these episodes where they had to give you flashbacks.
Yeah.
They show you why that shit was fire.
And I love that they go back to the original flashbacks
Yeah.
because it refreshes your memory. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I forgot that happened, And then
Exactly.
like it's actual footage, so it's
Because
great.
they even got like Homeboy, like the dude that he fights in the tournament in 3. Like I like
Yeah.
him though. He was funny. Because like
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he was dead ass. I don't know if he was drunk, high, what. Like
He
every
was
time.
because he was just like his pupils are fucking.
Yeah,
That
that shit was hilarious.
Man,
And I liked how the villain from 2 and is like teaming up with those other 3.
Oh, but
They're like,
yeah.
let's kick his ass.
Yeah.
Like for
that
John,
was
and it's
fucking
like,
hilarious.
yo, this is the guy who beat all the but y'all all jump the
Yeah.
fight for him.
But it's just like, but see, this is what I've always said about dudes. It doesn't matter how much you guys hate each other. As long as you beat the shit out of each other, you can be best friends.
Yeah, and it shows in that fight with Miguel and this kid.
Yeah.
That was a good fight too. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good fight.
So
and then they go up the stairs. I didn't like the whole flashback thing with them. I was just like, all right, come on.
I was thinking, and when it comes to that, it's funny that because we're just talking about the show and shit happening now.
This is our synopsis. This is the only way I could do it. We have to talk about
all right.
I was thinking, like, don't do the same thing. Like, don't kick him over the edge. And he breaks his back.
I was waiting for that. I was going to be like, ugh.
Yeah, but go ahead, Andrew. It's your time to shine.
Let's just do it how Andrew wants to do it. We're just going to talk about.
We'll just talk about like all the things that we liked about it. Yeah.
All right. So
okay.
The thing about the first episode I like because I feel like the first 2 or 3 episodes when Miguel is in Mexico trying to find his dad, which that led to nowhere. So that was just stupid.
Yeah.
I just like the
I wanted him to get kidnapped by a cartel.
Desperado in the first thing when they start fighting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made me so mad because I was like, it felt so cheesy. I was like, come on, like I want to watch this and not feel corny.
Yeah. And I was just like, really, you randomly knew that was your dad? Like, come on. Like I was just like, oh fucking, I'm done with like. Okay, because he was telling me.
He's also kind of an idiot. Like, first of all, you don't know Mexico's dangerous. You're gonna go into random bars and hear the name Hector. There's got to be 4 billion Hectors.
Hector, Jose, or Juan.
Yeah,
karate.
Yeah. You couldn't have come up with like a more unique Mexican name. Like I don't know, Juan Julio. I don't know, something.
Joker.
Crazy.
Does anybody know Joker?
That'd be funny.
Oh, you Joker fool! It just was so dumb. Like, I think you're my dad. Like, motherfucker, I'm about to steal all your shit, have this guy rape you in the ass, and beat your ass.
The only cool thing about that is with what's his name? The guy with his son in the car looking for That is the only fun parts when they put on these FBI shirts, but it was like female body inspector shirts.
Yeah.
And they came to the thing and they were actually fighting MMA fighters. I thought that shit was funny.
Yeah, that was great because he thinks he's awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what situation he's in, he's like, I'm fucking awesome. Of course I'm gonna fucking beat this huge dude who's half his age. I could probably like throw him across the room. I just thought it was great. It was just like, oh my God, this is too. It was like it was like one of those like comedy movies that you watch of like, hey, we're gonna go across the country and I hate you and you hate me, but by the end of this, we're gonna love each other. You know, it felt like one of those things.
His son reminds me of Tommy from Power Rangers for some reason.
Yes.
I just keep thinking like he's gonna fucking
Morphin time.
Yeah.
Nah, it's because of the haircut and everything.
Yeah. He's adorable. I wish he wouldn't have cut his hair because he looks better with the long hair, but he's adorable. He's an adorable child. And I'm like, and the daughter is retarded for going after the other guy as opposed to him. Like
the Mexican going after Miguel.
Yeah. Yeah, she should have just stayed with him. I'm like, first of all, Miguel
probably bad boy. She wanted light and spice.
But he's not that spicy. He's kind of lame, actually.
Listen, he got his back broken and came back. Like, come on, like the dude literally came back, won a tournament. That's pretty tough. I gotta give him some credit.
I like that.
See, this is the one thing that annoys the shit out of me about her. So she breaks up with him, breaks his heart for like the umpteenth time, right? She finds the fucking necklace that he threw on the ground conveniently so she could find it, obviously. And she's like, oh, he loves me. He loves me. And she goes to this party and he's making out with some other chick and she's going to get all upset about it. Meanwhile, it's like...
And then he has to apologize. It's the cliche shit, though.
It's bullshit. I'm like... And then she...
He did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And then she takes
you should have been like, shut up, bitch. I'm like, what's up?
Karate kick
Why are you mad? But for what are you mad?
But it's the reason why I gave that, like, I already knew that was gonna happen when Hawk was trying to hook him up. So I was like, all right, this is gonna happen.
I knew it was gonna happen. I just was
it's
like,
just cliche. Yeah, I understand. It's like cliche.
And then she goes out and sees the other girl who's trying to make amends, and she's like starts fucking fighting with her. And all last season, all of their fights was the daughter's fault. All of them. Because she's a fucking irrational bitch.
She's a bully.
She's a bully. She's a bully and she's an asshole. And then she wonders why her brother was a bully. Because they're all little assholes. All little spoiled assholes.
Yeah. We all knew that already.
That's why I wasn't mad at the little black kid. Because I was just like, yeah, if I was him, I'd be like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna fuck everybody.
After a while, he had to start getting beat up. I was like, yo.
Well, could you imagine being at Splish Splash and somebody telling me you can't cross this side of fucking Splish Splash?
But that's what they said to each other.
I ain't gonna lie. If I saw a group of people karate fighting at Splish Splash, I'm recording that shit. I'm like, yo, that shit is fun.
That's a fact.
Like, For those who don't know, Splish Splash is a water park on Long Island. That's, it's pretty huge. But they were trying to like do the same thing. I was like, this is the lamest water park in the world.
It really looked like they had a water slide and it was like one of those.
No, they just had one slide.
Pools, like the town pools. Whatever.
And they had a lazy river because that's what they threw him into, the lazy river. They put all the tubes on him and pushed him in. Ooh.
Gang violence. Like, but just imagine you live in a town where gang violence is a bunch of kids karate kicking each other.
That's how you know it's a white town. just like
you just walk out of 7-Eleven and somebody fly kicks somebody.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's like to be in Asia because I know Angelo said he's seen 2 cabbies in Korea like karate kick each other. So
that's really crazy.
That's crazy.
But
I'm telling you, if there was like smartphones back then, Ansel would have some crazy videos. Crazy videos.
Like whatchamacallit, what else was good? Like when this guy bought the masses, I guess, from the other like country. The lady and shit.
Yeah, she was.
I was like,
I like how she used her braid.
Yeah,
when she was fighting. That shit was awesome.
That's what I mean. That's what helped though make the show better because once they started adding more,
Yeah.
to it, it started giving Cobra, like, they stood on the basic story.
Yeah.
That's what helped the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then what's his name? What was he? A UFC fighter?
Oh,
Yeah.
Tyson Woodley. Yeah, he was in it.
Woodley.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, look at him getting work. That's awesome.
Yeah, but they fucked him up. You got the little black kid kicking in the face.
That was cool though.
He got his arm, his finger chopped off. He kept getting fucked up. I was just like, you're not gonna give him.
No, he kicked some ass. He kicked the one dude's ass for a while.
He did what he had to do. He had to look like the cool badass and stand out and be a face. But at the same time, being a face, you had to get hurt so people could talk about it. So sacrifice the fingers. That was cool because that's a cool ass spot.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh shit, they took his fingers.
But you know what's funny? I actually thought that when they were fighting in the water, which was kind of a cool scene. With the he finally got to use his Ninja Turtle fucking when he pulled out the Michelangelos.
Raphael. You had
the
right.
Raphaels. Oh, I should know that.
You had it right the first time.
I did. But when they were fighting, I was like, oh no, they can't like kill somebody in this show. This show's like for kids. Like, are they really gonna kill this guy? Like, I was like,
this
I
show
was
isn't
so worried.
Kids. It's not for kids.
This is
for old
little kids who cannot watch this.
Get nostalgic from watching old people that we grew up watching in the show. Like, we're just going like,
it's a teeny bopper show. It's a teeny bopper. It's a show.
It's a mixture. It's a mix.
There and bond with their parents.
But I guarantee you, it's older people like us watching this show interested in it because we just want to see Karate Kid and Terry Silver and Reese and all that stuff.
Basically,
we just want to see an old man fight in jail for no reason. Like, he got
that was a cool scene too when he got shanked.
I was like, oh my god, they're gonna kill him too. That's what I was like.
I knew something was
dying at the same time. It was freaking me out. It was freaking me out. I was like,
I did like how he gained multiple personality disorder, and he just pictures himself as his young him, and he was like, I'm gonna fuck everybody up.
I was like, what meds do they have him on? Holy shit, he's losing his mind talking to this therapist. When he realized just like, and what's so crazy is like, it took so little for him to turn over good, but it took even less for him to go back to being a horrible human being. Like, really horrible human being. And like the way the elaborate like scheme that he made to like make it look like his boy shanked him was great. It was crazy.
I just like that, like, Undertaker rise when he was on the bed and like he's like whoop click. And it was just like, what?
The unexpected scene. I was like, oh,
that was funny.
We got a new season.
But I hate that it's gonna be him again. Like, ugh.
I don't think so. Like I said, I gotta watch the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank to see who the villain is in there because I forgot.
It was not some white boy. It was this white boy, corny kid. Trust me, that movie's trash. We don't need it.
They could bring him back, or they're gonna it's gonna be the new Cobra Kai leaders.
No, what would be funny if they got Will Smith's son and Jackie Chan.
No. They're canceled.
Jackie Chan, yes. Will Smith's son, don't do that.
Nah, Jackie Chan would be dope. Yeah, Jackie Chan will be a cool spin.
Imagine he just shows up and they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, and he's not even
I do kung fu. I don't do karate.
I'll be okay with it.
I know. Sure, I just cheer for Jackie Chan. I'm like, whoop all their asses, all of them. Do the snake.
It was funny. I watched the video, like a TikTok video, and it was like Jackie Chan invented parkour before there was parkour, and they showed these things of him jumping off of things and hopping over fences and over buildings and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
You know what's funny about that? Because I was watching, I don't know if it was a documentary on him or something, or just like an interview with him, and he was talking about like every time he uses in the fight scenes like objects, it goes back to one movie that he was in when he was younger, like one of those weird, Asian movies that are kind of cool to watch now. there was a villain that he had to fight that used a wooden stool. And he would like sit on the stool and do stuff and then like flip it around. So he said he learned off that to do what he does. That's why he uses objects, because it just works better.
Yeah. And I remember, what was the first movie that came out? Something in the Bronx?
Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx. I need to watch that again.
That's the movie that made him American popular.
Yeah. Because he was doing a lot of shit before that. I think like he had like a police one. He had a lot of shit. And I think
he has a couple of that are before that were kind of like, I ain't gonna lie.
Was Drunken Master before or after that?
Yeah,
that was after.
He did an old Drunken Master, original like Drunken Master, and then the new one was later after Rumble in the Bronx, and it got popular.
So he like redid it. I've been in like
I don't think he redid the story. It was just, it's not a continuation. It's just like a new story. With the same thing.
Characters, yeah. I've been on this kick of like, I want to go back and watch old movies, like old comedies, old like action movies and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, yearning for that, like those feelings again. And so we were watching, what the hell were we watching the other day? Oh my God. Angela was watching some movie. Me and Thomas came in, and Thomas looked and was like, "Oh, what are you watching?" Oh, Green Hornet, which is not that old. It's
70s, right? The 70s Green Hornet
with Seth.
Oh,
but it's a cute movie. It's like a cute superhero-ish kind of movie because like Green Hornet was like kind of a superhero back in the day, the same way Batman was a superhero. but the movie was more of a comedy. It was like a little ridiculous or whatever. So Angela rewound it and we started watching it from the beginning. And Thomas really got a kick out of it, especially like the scenes where like it slowed everything down, which I thought was kind of cool because it showed how like, like how he can move faster because he kind of felt like things slowed down and he was able to react faster than anybody else. So that was like kind of cool. So I kind of been trying to think of old comedies and old action movies that I forget about and like want him to experience. You know what I mean?
Let's do that.
Meteor Man.
What? Meteor Man?
Meteor?
That's all he needs to watch is Meteor Man.
For a podcast, we look through the 90s. We start with the 90s and we keep going back. Well, or maybe we should start from like 70s, 80s. But we can start looking for like just action movies and just watch a few of them during the week. And pick out
like
the best
Commando.
ones.
Commando was one of my favorites. I loved Commando. I don't know why. Alyssa Milano and do you remember that one?
I remember Commando a little bit. Yeah.
They all kind of are the same. Like you mess with my family, now I have to mess with you type of shit.
I mean, that's the 90s.
Story was that
was the 90s.
Yeah.
No, I think Commando was 80s.
80s.
Because it's Alyssa Milano, so it was Alyssa Milano before she was like big. So maybe it was like the late 80s, early 90s, something like that.
Yeah, and it's funny. I forgot what comedian said it or what talk show I was talking about. How they were making fun of Arnold Schwarzenegger for having that thick ass accent, but had pure American names. Like, so, and him saying his name is kind of like, you're not
like John. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny. I didn't think about that. Now I want to watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and just see
it's all like pure American names.
Like Kindergarten Cop. Now I want to know what's his name in Kindergarten Cop again.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up right now.
But one of the things I did during COVID is once I finished watching everything on Netflix that there was to watch, which I have to say, so first, during COVID, I just decided I want to go back and watch Eddie Murphy movies. I don't know why. I just got on a kick of Eddie Murphy movies. So I went back and watched like Harlem Nights and all of the Beverly Hills Cops and the 48 Hours and, like all that classic shit, right? Now Netflix has, and we found it the other day randomly, where you can search by actor, and it will list every movie that actor's in that they have on Netflix.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
So it'll have like little dots with like their pictures on it, and you just
Yeah.
kind of scroll through. So you could like be like, oh, I want to watch a movie with this guy in it. And it'll list all the movies that Netflix has with that in. I was like, that is fucking brilliant.
That is.
So I
Even though
think the
Netflix
next
doesn't
thing
have anything.
the next thing I want to do is watch like all the Richard Pryor movies from back in the day.
Yeah.
What was
All right, so his name in Kindergarten Cop was John Kimball.
but
Yeah,
that
so
was his
just say
fake
it.
name though. But John Kimball was his fake name.
No, it was
his fake name.
That
no,
was
it
his name as a
all
teacher, wasn't it?
Well, no, he used his real name for
okay.
the teacher.
Kimball.
So it's John Kimball, and I want to see what other characters. But I can't do his voice. I wish I could.
Yeah.
But I just want to see if I could do another one because I know he had to have like
Go on his IMDb, and then you could see all the characters that he was.
yeah.
Like you,
But they spelled his last name. Like in what was it? Total Recall, he was Quaid, but I don't know what his first name was.
I think it was John Quaid.
John.
Wasn't it John Quaid?
I mean,
It might
that
have
is
been
an
John
easy name to say for him.
That was another good movie.
Pretty sure
I
you
love the
could say
90s.
Yeah,
The 90s and the 80s had great movies.
they did.
What was his name again? In Predator? Fucking
I'll check that in a second. I'm
Yeah,
trying to see if it's John Quaid.
Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Why
Google's
can't-
faster than you.
Why don't they give me the first name? They say his last name.
Avatar.
What do you mean? They only put the last name?
They put the last name of the character. Douglas Quaid. There you go. Douglas.
Oh, Douglas.
What was
Douglas
his last?
is still.
I gotta see Running Man. Hold on. What was his name in Running Man? I think Commander was another name. Let's see. Damn, we need somebody. Ben Richards for Running Man.
That is very American.
His name was Harry in True Lies.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jack Slater in Last Action Hero.
Jack.
That's a very underrated movie, I think.
Last Action Hero was a great movie.
Jules Benedict in Twins.
Twins is another great movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, Running Man, he was Ben Richards.
Ben Richards.
Commando, he was John Matrix. What a name.
John Matrix?
John Matrix.
Yeah.
So his first real, I mean, he did some movies in in the 70s or whatever, but his first big movie was Conan.
Yeah,
and right after Conan, he did Terminator. And both of those, I don't think he spoke
talk much. No.
Well, Conan, they dubbed him. It was somebody else's voice completely in Conan.
Yeah, Terminator, he didn't talk at all, I think.
No, he did. He said, "I'll be back" and things like that.
No, that's the second Terminator, not the first Terminator. The first Terminator, he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
He basically just said like Sarah Connor killed one person.
Yes.
Yeah, he was just a straight up machine. Yeah.
And then he was in Red Sonja after that, which was great.
Yeah.
Commando, I think was Commando. I think was his first one where he was like, actually had lines.
Yeah.
And then Predator, and then Running Man, and then Red Heat, Twins. He was in Tales from the Crypt. Oh, I would want to watch that episode.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's another really underrated show. Like, I wish they bring that back or kept that on.
What?
Like,
Tales from the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt, because I felt like it was like an adult. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like they were just
It was technically.
Yeah, they tried to. I think they tried to bring it back at some point.
Yeah, they did.
but it was too corny by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the character of the Crypt Keeper was a little it was a little too cheesy for some people.
Yeah, but back in the day, it was cool though. Like that was the one thing I didn't watch the show, but I would watch him. Like I would just watch his part, and then I didn't care about the story.
Some of the stories were actually really good, but like they were like
I couldn't get into it. It was the same thing like X-Files. Like I just never could get into that shit.
Nah, I like the one with the puppet. With the hand was actually like a conjoined twin, but he just put a thing over it. That shit was fucking cool. I like that. I don't know. There was a lot of decent amount of good episodes. The movie was kind of stupid, but
wasn't there like two of them? Though?
No,
like
the movie had Billy Zane.
I know that doesn't.
Yeah, there's one with Billy Zane, and then there's one with this other guy, wasn't it? What the hell? Like the comedian dude. What the hell's his name?
I don't remember the movie. I don't remember the second movie so much. I remember the one with Billy Zane and Will Smith's wife, and she had to.
I know that one. Herself. Yeah, I know that one.
Great movie. I still watch that.
But there's another one that sucked. That was like horrible. Hold on, what the hell was it called again?
I'll be right back.
I'm about to look.
Tales from the Crypt 2.
There was definitely a second one.
Well, Tales from the Hood was great too, though.
Oh yeah, that was definitely.
Oh, Tales from the Crypt. It was called Volume 2. I don't remember this at all. Oh, they don't really give that much information on it.
Yeah,
it must have been real garbage.
I just remember that they definitely had like another like thing out from it, but I wasn't really like a big fan of Tales from the Crypt like that.
I liked Bordello of Blood. That's what it was called. We go. That one had one of the Corys in it. Was it Corey Haim maybe?
I'm not
and
sure.
They go into a like a whorehouse essentially, and it's ridiculous. It's like the it almost reminds me of what was the movie that Jim Carrey was in with the vampires.
Oh, his first movie.
Yeah, because it was vampires and Bordello of Blood. It was all vampires.
Oh damn! It was something with bite in the title. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even tell you.
Anyways, so went through Cobra Kai. Oh, we were gonna go through the list of horror movies that are coming up to Netflix, right?
Yeah. So, what's some of these descriptions?
Yes. So, one already apparently came out. I haven't watched it yet, but it's with it's not really a horror movie. It's a thriller with Queen Latifah and Ludacris.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I want to, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so I want to watch that too, but it's like a cross country. They said it's a high octane action thriller. They go on a road trip, and apparently they get deserted in New Mexico, and they have to fight for their lives from a mysterious killer. Excuse me. So it's basically like one of those like chase, I think, kind of movies.
Okay.
Where some random person is trying to kill them. But I have a feeling it's going to turn political at some point. Like, it just seems like from what I've seen so far, it's like, I don't know. I see how, like they're trying to open up horror and thriller to other audiences. I just don't think it works the same.
No.
It just doesn't. Like, did you watch Day Shift? I forgot to ask you guys. Did you guys watch Day Shift yet with
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg? That's the one we didn't talk about yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
I didn't even know Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg had a movie.
Yeah, it's technically it's a horror because it has like vampires and shit in it. So, but they're vampire hunters.
That's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen the trailer thing.
Yeah. Well, watch it and maybe we'll talk about it next time, Andrew.
That's such a horrible watch.
Hey.
I don't care about vampires, and I'll see. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm more interested in the Ludacris one than that.
But that one already came out. It came out September 9th, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
And that one is called End of the Road. The next one comes out September 23rd. It's called Lou. And a girl gets kidnapped, and her mother and the neighbor go to look for the kidnapper. And all it says is the journey that tests their limits and exposes shocking secrets of their past. So it sounds like a fucking road movie that they're going to try to make into like some weird mystery bullshit. It sounds terrible, but I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
September 30th. This one sounds retarded.
It's going to take a lot for me to watch some of these movies.
Yeah. This one is called Phantom Pups. So, and I'll give you, when Freddy and his family move into an old spooky house, he discovers a pack of phantom puppies. Oh, how cute. So this sounds like a kiddie film. Yeah. Along with his new friend and sister, they discover how to help the pups become real again while learning true gifts of friendship. How is that horror? I don't understand how that's horror. Like, I
don't know.
You're fucking retarded. October 5th, Mr. Harrigan's Phone. When Greg, a young boy living in a small town, befriends Mr. Harrington, an old recluse billionaire, which is Donald Sutherland. That old man is still working. Jesus, what is he, like fucking 95?
He's a legend.
I love him, but still, Jesus. The two begin to form an unlikely bond over their love of books and reading, but Mr. Harrigan sadly passes away. Craig discovers not everything is dead is gone, and strangely finds himself able to communicate with his friend from the grave through his iPhone. Oh, they have an app for that now.
Yep.
So it's going to be like Talk to Your Dead Homie app. This supernatural coming-of-age story, shows that certain connections are never lost, based on a short story by Stephen King. Okay, now you just fucking lost me. Now we're over.
Wait, now Stephen King's part of this?
Yeah, it's based on his short story. Okay, October 7th, The Midnight Club. At a hospice with a mysterious history, the 8 members of the Midnight Club meet each night at midnight to tell sinister stories and look for signs of the supernatural from beyond. Based on the creative work of best-selling author Christopher Pike, don't know who the fuck that is, this new horror series. Oh, it's a horror series.
It sounds like an anthology because it says that telling stories to each other.
Yeah.
I kind of like those if it's going to be short and stupid.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. So, it was the same guy who did The Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass, which I liked. I liked Midnight Mass. It wasn't that bad. There's the Conversations with a Killer that Jeffrey Dahmer tapes. Who gives a fuck about Jeffrey Dahmer anymore? Like, it's already been too much shit about him already.
Yeah.
October 13th, there's a movie called Dead End Paranormal Park Season 2. I didn't even know there was a Season 1. October 14th.
Those are all the things you're going to watch.
Yeah. No. October 14th, The Curse of Bridge Hollow. A father, played by Marlon Wayans, I'm out.
Yeah.
And his teenage daughter are forced to team up to save their town after an ancient and mischievous spirit causes Halloween decorations to come to life.
Oh, I'm into that. I'm definitely watching that. That sounds like it's gonna be mad fun.
Yeah, that's like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries Volume 3. I didn't even know that they were doing more
Unsolved Mysteries are always fun.
Yeah, those
you always got a good story or two in there.
Yeah, I like that. October 19th, The School for Good and Evil. Best friends, Sophie and Agatha, find themselves on opposing sides of an epic battle when they are swept away by an enchanted school where aspiring heroes and villains are trained. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's fucking Harry Potter. That's all it is.
I'm going to watch that. It has superheroes and villains. Okay.
Yeah. October 25th, I'll watch this. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
I'm not watching that.
It's an acclaimed, award-winning. Okay, stop sucking his dick. I get it. Okay, it's a collection of unprecedented and genre-defining stories meant to challenge our traditional notions of horror, from macabre to magical, gothic to grotesque, or classically creepy. These 8 equally sophisticated and sinister tales.
So I like anthology stuff.
Yeah, are brought to life by a team of writers and directors personally chosen by Del Toro. I'm watching that. That shit
I'll watch
looks good.
that.
Yeah.
The 2 anthology things I'll watch.
Yeah.
Out of all the shit, the rest of it, I'm not.
Yeah. October 26th, something called The Good Nurse. Suspicious that her colleagues.
That's a porno, Marissa.
Definitely is.
No, it's The Bad Nurse. That's the porno. The Good Nurse is a horror movie. Suspicious that her colleague is responsible for a series of mysterious patient deaths, a nurse risks her own life to uncover the truth in this gripping thriller based on true events. Okay. October 27th, Daniel Spellbound. In modern day New York City, magic is real. It's just hidden from the public, but Daniel Spellbound, which is such a fucking gay name, knows just where to find it, making his living tracking hard to find magical objects. Daniel catches the attention of the wrong people and he's discovered a rare artifact, blah, blah, blah. Magic. Boring. October 28th, Wendell and the Wild. From the delightfully wicked minds of Harry Shellick and producer Jordan Peele, I'm out. Comes Wendell and the Wild, an animated tale about scheming demon brothers Wendell and Wild. So Key and Peele are doing a fucking horror cartoon.
It's gonna be a horror comedy.
Yeah, boo.
The new Hellraiser on Hulu is gonna be October 7th. Just
nice. That I'm excited about. Another, it says October to be determined. The Bastard's Son and the Devil Himself. 16-year-old Nathan and his illegitimate son of the world's most dangerous witch. Fearing he will follow his father's footsteps, Nathan is constantly monitored. But as the boundaries between good and bad fray, Nathan, along with the mischievous Annalise, will soon discover who he truly is. I don't get it.
Oh.
And then in the fall, it just says fall, Wednesday, which is the new Addams Family series is coming out.
I don't like that. I don't like the look of that one either.
Why do they have what's his name?
I'm gonna mute him.
What is his name? The Spanish dude that he's usually in comedies.
No, he's not just in comedies, but he was like in Blood In, Blood Out. God damn it. Let me know when the sirens are gone, Andrew. I'll put you back on.
I see the fucking lights in the background.
Essential Iceland for you.
Hey, I'm on the nice side of Essential Iceland. You don't hear that shit on my side.
No, we're good. You're unmuted. Yeah.
But
I'm probably just gonna watch the 2 anthology shows and the Hellraiser.
And I'll probably watch the one with Queen Latifah and Luda just to see how it is.
I'll start it, but if it's boring, I'm just gonna
basically.
Yeah.
You're
gonna have to give it at least a good half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I could give it 10.
There's no way it's gonna be good in the first 10 minutes. It's not happening. Unless
you can make something happen. You just gotta. What's that movie? Was the Paul Walker shit where he was running from the
Running Scared?
No, the truck thing, the truck movie.
The truck movie.
Where the truck guy was trying to kill them.
Oh,
the Joyride, whatever.
Candy Cane, yeah.
That's what that shit. The trailer. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, they're just gonna be running in the car the whole time.
Yeah. And it's gonna be some fucking country bumpkin redneck bullshit. Like it's gonna be. It's not gonna be anything actually scary. You know what I mean? Because
no, definitely not. It's gonna be just some fat white guy with a fucking wife beater.
Yeah, with a shotgun. Be like, you ain't supposed to be in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
Very racist.
Love
Truck drivers are racist.
I love it.
Oh shit! All right, fuck it.
So-
We'll close this one out.
Okie
We'll
doke.
end it, and yeah, we'll come back to you guys next week with another episode of She-Hulk, and probably some horror movies that me and Marissa will watch, and Andrew won't.
Yeah.
And
It's just so hard that we're not in the same location. We can't torture him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
Next time we all get one of these days when we're all in the same place at the same time. Like, I don't know when that'll ever be, but
You know that they have Netflix you could share watch with people, right?
But I want to record it because I want to see your reactions and the way that like we
I'll just
react
put
to stuff.
emojis up. I'll set up emojis for everything.
But we have to make sure you also don't run away from the screen. Be like, fuck this shit, I'm
I
out.
just have like an automatic emoji button header.
He's gonna have that duck from Darkman.
The water duck too.
Yeah. They keep sending smiley faces.
He must really like it.
Oh shit. All right, people. Like, follow, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And peace out, suckers.